I'm going to be sharing with you a secret that no one noticed about the red scientist. And if we're right, I think we know exactly who the scientist is. So in today's video, you're going to learn about who the scientist is, what the scientist wants. Is the scientist a part of the Rainbow Friends group as the scientist is red? And we're going to be checking out your predictions on the scientist, which turn out to be amazing. And before we jump straight into the video, I want to say thank you all so much for the support. If you are looking forward to Rainbow Friends Chapter 2, remember to leave a like on this video and subscribe. It is much appreciated, and I don't want you to miss anything pertaining to Chapter 2 and more. So I think it's safe to say that the scientists did not keep their word at all. I mean, throughout the whole chapter, first, the scientist crashes the bus, which we figure out later that the person that turned the odd world sign turned out to be the red scientist. So not only are we just pretty much in this factory that's possibly where the Rainbow Friends were made, we're doing all these things each night as far as we have to get the blocks that's been messed up. We have to get the food packs to feed Orange, the fuses, the batteries, and the scientist tends to mess up a lot on the experiments, which is also what makes me think that the scientist did create these Rainbow Friends, and the scientist is the top person on the list at least. Now, is the scientist a part of the Rainbow Friends? I would say yes. I do think the scientist is a part of the Rainbow Friends, and I'm going to explain why. So I personally feel like the Rainbow Friends are, of course, represented in color. We have blue, purple, etc. And we're missing red. Now, unless red comes out of nowhere, I'd be very shocked, but it also seems that red, this one, is maybe the smart one. Maybe there's also someone else behind the Rainbow Friends that actually created these creatures. Just for a second, let's think that it wasn't the scientist. And red, the scientist, is the one that actually turns out to be the smart one. Have you ever seen those experiments with creatures, but there's one that's like really smart and is kind of aware of things? Maybe that is red. Now, I don't want to throw this out there and say that, okay, what if red is actually on the good side and trying to help us out? I know that's a very far stretch. There's a lot of theories that could tie into that, but do you think there is a way of what's going on now that red could be doing this and ends to have us help him actually save maybe the Rainbow Friends? That's just a theory, but right now we're gonna go with the red scientist is evil and the red is a part of the Rainbow Friends. Now, one of the biggest questions is, who is the red scientist? As this is such a huge theory, you know, what character could this be? Is this someone that was turned into a Rainbow Friend? And I got something I want to share with you that not maybe many of you have noticed. So let's first think about this. So at first we had Blue's first friend. That was a pretty big theory of mine, where I thought also, and also yours too, that, you know, maybe red scientist is Blue's first friend, it's the same height and things like that. Now, if you didn't know, Oswald D. Davis is the founder, okay? And the initials of that says odd, which is also very odd. Let's just say that one. And then we also have Trenton over there. Those are the two pictures there. Now, what do these two pictures have in common? I'll give you a second to think about it. If you don't know, take a look at Oswald's shirt. It's red. Now, why is Oswald's shirt red? I mean, obviously it could just be a shirt, but that's just quite interesting, because if we look at Trenton's shirt appears to be blue. So imagine that Trenton is blue and the founder, Oswald D. Davis, is red, which the founder would be technically quite smarter, at least. And this also ties into that there's a secret on the wall which says, "You only slowed me down." Now, let's say that Oswald D. Davis and Trenton were obviously working together, and Trenton wasn't really the smart one. Oswald D. Davis was the smart one. And it seems that possibly that actually happened, to where Trenton was slowing down Oswald D. Davis, and Trenton maybe Oswald experimented on Trenton and turned Trenton into blue. It would be funny if it was like the reverse as well. So the founder turns out to be blue and Trenton turns out to be red. But however, that's a really cool dynamic to think of it, just because of the color of the outfits on the picture. I don't think anyone noticed that. Now, what does the scientist want with us? So I personally think the scientist wants to turn us into a rainbow friend. I think that was the whole objective, unless again it was something good, but there's no other reason why, you know, they would send us over to Oddworld and do all these things and have all these monsters come after us. So I definitely think that it is going to be a lot crazier in chapter 2, as the red scientist stated, and also that they underestimated us. So we're gonna have to work really, really hard for the next one. Now, those are just some of my theories on Red the Scientist, but however, I want to share some of your predictions as you all take the time out of your day to leave comments on the video. You like the video, and I want to show off some of your predictions, so let's get ready to check them out. Desi Ortega says, if you see this, Big B, I think we will see yellow and red and purple, and we will be at the sewers. This is also in chapter 2, because I think Red is the scientist, and Red the Scientist has a base in the sewers. And how do you get out of the sewers? Is Oddworld's entrance. And then we go to Oddworld, the monsters will be red, purple, yellow. We'll lock the Oddworld entrance, and we will need to find keys to get out. That is all what I'm thinking is going to happen. That is also amazing. And also, what if Red isn't even really like a person, for an example? What if it's like being controlled by someone else just because of the head shape too? Nerd says the scientist is Blue's first friend. Ace and Hansuki says, I think the scientist is trying to turn us into pink so we can perform on stage, and that's why there's a pink number but no pink around. Hey, I mean, look, we are in the area where the theater is, and I definitely think that whoever this is really trying to recreate the Rainbow Funtime Friends like TV show. Secretive Roblox says, maybe the scientist is human, but wearing a mask to hide from the Rainbow Friends. That is incredible. I really love that theory. So again, what if Red can actually take off the mask? I mean, so far we haven't seen that the hands are a different color or anything like that. Obviously it would be cool if Red was like some type of alien, but however, what if it's all undercover and Red the Scientist is actually a human just pretending? And which is why Red is so smart, is because, and can talk, is because it's an actual human. Owana S says, my theory is that the scientist was doing an experiment and tested it on other humans and tested it on him too, and wanted everyone going on the field trip to become one of the Rainbow Friends. I really like that. But yeah, really think about that. Like, if the scientist right now is part of the Rainbow Friends and is the only one that can talk, maybe again, the scientist is an actual person. Augustina says, my theory is that Blue first friend are Oswald D. Davis's son, and why Blue is attacking you is because Red captured Oswald's son and is holding him hostage, and all the Rainbow Friends that are trying to escape is good Rainbow Friends, and they will help them. I hope, Oswald, you will defeat the Red Scientist, save his son, and free Blue, Purple, and Green. But Orange is furious, and then Orange and Red will be the main antagonists in chapter 3. Already going to chapter 3. That's awesome. I love the theory. Great job. Rec Room says, I have 2 theories about Red. What if Red is Oswald D. Davis? 2. What if Red was a Rainbow Friend, but he/she wandered into the lab, but the lab had no cameras because of privacy, and the scientists were making something, and it turned Red into a human, but not the head. Ooh, we gotta also remember that the cameras are also watching us all around the map too. Jalen Crawford says, theory, I think that Red used to be real people to create Rainbow Friends. Maybe the red paint that says you only slow me down was someone Red knew who was testing experiments with him, Trenton, on how to make these creatures, the Rainbow Friends. But once Red's partner, maybe Oswald, saw the results of creating the Rainbow Friends, he disagreed helping the scientist Red. So Red captured him and made him, Oswald, tell him everything he knew about how to create Rainbow Friends. And if he refused to tell him, the scientist would torture him some way. Once the scientist Red figured out he didn't need Oswald anymore, so he might have had him killed or turn him into one of the Rainbow Friends. I think the room that you can see inside the boards that's inaccessible, in the room where Oswald was tortured and forced to tell the scientist information he didn't want to know because he was afraid of what could be created. If the scientist had Oswald killed, I think the body parts that you can see on the night, ooh, so I think that's like the fuse night, could be Oswald. Whoa. Blue Squad says, I actually think the scientist is Oswald D. Davis and he's wearing a mask so they don't attack him. And that if there is a red rainbow friend, the scientist is not red. Okay, so what I want you to do now is leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your theories on red. What do you think? Also, chapter 2. And we also played Rainbow Friends blindfolded, which was probably one of the toughest challenges ever, which that video is on the screen now. So you can also check that out and laugh at me and enjoy. But thank you all so much. I wish you all the best rest of your day. Remember to be yourself, and I will see you in the next one.